Hello, it's time for another episode of Discipleship Today. My name is Bob Benson. I pastor Christ Lutheran Church in Bemis Point. We've been talking about discipleship, what it means, what it looks like. Sometimes we have our whole concept upside down and wrong. Contemporary Christian life seems to be designed to create the kind of Christian who looks like the church instead of like Jesus. And when we do that, these people tend to look to the church itself for information, motivation, and direction. If the church can produce its own brand of disciples, has it done the job and has it done it correctly? Church programs imitating discipleship we see in the Gospels. Are they redefining discipleship into church-sponsored activities? See, discipleship is for the church to do, but it is in the church context. It's living life with people outside of the church. We appear surprised and unsure of things, how disciples and discipleship fit into our New Testament as a whole. We know that Jesus was a disciple maker. And that's what we want to be. We want to be disciple makers, but we want to be disciple makers who are making disciples that look like Jesus. Not like me. I don't want disciples to look like me. I want them to look more like Jesus. We can struggle or omit entirely some of the meaningful processes of discipleship. They can't be labeled as teaching or preaching or supporting any church programs. When we do that, do we live life with people? That doesn't necessarily plug into a program at the church. We have to obviously invest in people. And here's the hard thing. A lot of people will spend time with other people they want to spend time with. That's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to spend time with the people that God puts into our lives. Some of those people don't look anything like us, don't act anything like us. And it's those people that we're supposed to invest in. It's those people that we're supposed to help to look more like Jesus with every day. Who do they say he is? Not who do they say I am, but who do they say Jesus is? That's what we have to focus on. They have to have this personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And when we do something that we feel that draws us to look more like Jesus, we can help them by sharing what we're doing with them. I was really offended. One time I went to a weekend retreat, and one of the guys there said there's never been an original idea. And I got thinking about that, about preaching or teaching or discipleship. And at first I was offended by that. But he's right. In the 2,000 years since Jesus died on the cross, there probably hasn't been anything new that you come up with that's going to be just earth-shattering to the world. Somebody's had that thought. Somebody's preached that message. And is it okay to preach the same message? We have the same gospel. Is it okay to preach that same message over and over? It is. It is. But we have to be focused on making disciples. It has to become intentional for us. It doesn't just happen. You have to intentionally set aside time to disciple people and invest in them, even if they walk away. Now, I know that hurts when people walk away from discipleship, but it happens. And we have to be prepared for that. That doesn't mean that God's erased them from our circle of influence, but it does mean that God's moved them on to a different place, or they've moved themselves on to a different place. Still pray for people that I discipled years ago. And that's okay. It's okay, as long as they're looking more and more like Jesus. And that's where we have to have this personal relationship. We have to know what's going on in their lives. I'm going to challenge you to do that, to become intentional about your discipleship. Try and make it look like Jesus' discipleship. Live life with people. Don't relegate it to an hour, but but relegate it to a life lived with other people. So for Discipleship Today, my name is Bob Benson. Thank you for taking the time to watch.